Alright, so today guys, gonna be taking a look at the wizard and the witch, and we're gonna be finding out which one is better in which situation. So I got two replays basically with all these, or both these cards dominating, so let's hop right into them. So in this first game, we are of course going to be using the wizard, as you can tell by this double P.E.K.K.A, or double Prince P.E.K.K.A and wizard army. So I like to use the wizard basically when it comes to taking out chunky troops that are in large groups. For example, when it comes to taking out troops like the barbarians, I find that the wizard is much better than witch just because of its high splash damage. Now the good thing about the witch is that when it comes to distracting things like the P.E.K.K.A or the mini P.E.K.K.A or just something that has slow attack speed, because the witch does spawn skeletons, those can be of great use in terms of distracting cards like the prince and stopping its prince from doing that huge damage. So I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to like using my splash card troops, I like to use them to take out things like the minions, as they're really overused, the minions, and these cards offer great defense against them. So first of all, the wizard, it one-shots each minion, or it can one-shot a minion and like two-shot a minion horde, which I find really useful. But when it comes to the witch, she takes them out so slowly that by the time you have taken out all those minions, your tank will probably, or your tower would have gone down already. So it's a little bit slow into the replay. We're gonna put down our P.E.K.K.A right here, and then of course gonna follow him up with the wizard, and you're gonna see how the wizard just uses his great splash damage to take out minions and just overall just do good damage. Because the wizard, even if it doesn't deal splash damage, it's like direct damage, like per unit it hits, it's still pretty high. Like when a wizard is locked into a tower, it like brings it down to 1/4 of its health, which is pretty high. While the witch, I don't know, it like depends on if her skeletons are spawned or not, can do some okay damage to the tower. So our wizard is gonna get taken out by his golem splash explosion, which is pretty sad. But great use though of our prince right there, taking out his cannon and also ambushing his princess right there. Wait, does this guy have the princess? I kind of forget. So double elixir is about to occur. One thing I do highly recommend with when it comes to using the witch and the wizard is because they're so expensive, and like usually like when you include the wizard and the witch in your deck, it's a pretty high cost troop. I recommend putting in the elixir pump, of course, as when played right, it can just like allow for those big pricey decks to actually work. So his princess, of course, is just gonna take out all of my stuff, so we're gonna have to counter her by putting down our dark prince right here. It's the closest, or it's the cheapest counter I had to take her at the moment. And of course, gonna put in our P.E.K.K.A to deal with this golem, and I just find that for 7 elixir, the P.E.K.K.A is kind of better than the golem. It's just like the perfect counter, does so much damage to take it out. So I know our friend's gonna place down his poison spell, so I place down my wizard like on the edge of the poison spell so that it doesn't get affected, of course. Our wizard's gonna take out his skeletons, take out those minions, and like just look at that being beast, man, taking out so much stuff right there. So 10 seconds left. It looks like we're not gonna get the 3-crown win, but we're still gonna beat our opponent. He's gonna go in for the panic poison spell, and I'm not gonna lie guys, with these two P.E.K.K.As, I was expecting a 3-crown win, but unfortunately just not enough time to deliver the 3-crown win. So in the battle one, we're gonna be showcasing the witch. I was facing a guy called Edson. He's gonna put down his goblins. We're not gonna deal with that at all because that is a waste of elixir and their damage is kind of insignificant. So we're gonna put down our witch right here, using her skeletons to distract that P.E.K.K.A, and of course her main damage is gonna splash those goblins away, and that P.E.K.K.A only got 1 shot, or did get no shots, into our tower. So now I'm gonna go for a little bit of a counter push right here. I decide to rage up my goblins. They're gonna take down his Valkyries super quickly, and our goblins raged up, of course, are gonna take down his Valkyries. Now, our friend right here does put down his zap, so that just means that we kind of came out on top of elixir right there. Our elixir pump is just gonna be there in the background pumping out elixir, so we do kind of have that going for us, unlike our opponent. He's gonna counter us perfectly, putting down his knight to deal with my ice wizard, and of course his mini P.E.K.K.A to deal with my giant. But our giant, of course, still did get some significant damage into his tower, taking it down to 1/3 of its health, or 2/3 of its health. So we use our witch once again to distract his mini P.E.K.K.A, but unfortunately it wasn't enough, and we're gonna lose our tower to, of course, that mini P.E.K.K.A's high DPS. Let's go for a mini push, or another push with our witch. And if you guys did not notice, this opponent we're facing is perfect for the witch, just because, as you can see, her skeletons are being super useful distracting that P.E.K.K.A. unlike our wizard, which would probably have gotten beaten down super quickly in those scenarios. So our giant is still alive, thank goodness with our rage. He's gonna get that last shot into that tower, taking it out, and of course, evening up the game. Now, friend right here, instead of carrying away with his Valkyrie and his bomber, he decides to go for a split push, which I don't think was the smartest of ideas because he just wasted his bomber and Valkyrie push that he had going on him for the left side of the map. Now, 60 seconds is just his. Let's go for, or let's just, I'll let our tower deal with his goblins. I can't really spare any elixir. I kinda gotta get the comeback right here. So let's go for a counter push with our wizard, of course, our ice wizard and our giant, using that witch's splash damage to take out his goblins. But as you can tell, unlike the wizard, she doesn't really take down the minions that quickly, so it's pretty unfortunate right there. Now with our rage, of course, the witch is gonna go berserk and help take out that Valkyrie super quickly. We're also gonna place down another giant so that our squishy units don't get taken out super quickly. And now he's gonna have a little bit of a counter push going into our base hot. I don't have anything to deal with it except for my witch. So 10 seconds left, guys. We gotta defend this off and then go for the counter push. Using our mini package to just out trade those knights. That is just what I'm talking about. 1 second left. Gonna put down the giant on the side to tank all that damage. And guys, it's looking good. Our mini packet is gonna slip through, go to that tower, and take it out in overtime. So to basically wrap this all up, I think that the wizard is better for direct damage in terms of just taking out barbarians and minions, while the witch is just better at distracting troops like the prince, the P.E.K.K.A, and things that have slow damage. And if you don't find yourself facing troops like that, then don't even bother using these cards, as that's basically what they countered for. So until next one, just comment down below content you'd like to see next, and peace out, guys.